Todd, Whitting here. Just doing a little off-season training here with Jeff. We haven't shot since 2014, which was before the Grand Rapids, NPC Grand Rapids show, where I competed as a heavyweight and I won my class. I won the overall. Had plans to do junior nationals the next month, but I got a new job and the stars didn't align for me to do that show. So I took that year off, and the last show I did was in 2015. I did North Americans, competed as a heavyweight, and I took third place in the heavyweight division. Was really pretty happy about my placing. It was my first time getting in the top 10 even at a national show. I finally grew to the larger weights of the heavyweights. So I weighed in at 224 the night before, and finally didn't get pushed around and kind of outsized. So I felt like I finally grew into that division. Last year took the year off this year I've taken the year off. My wife is pregnant, so we are expecting our first child in December. And so with that happening, I just decided that this year was probably not a good year. Let's focus on my wife. Let's be a good guy and not a stupid meathead bodybuilder, right? And took the year off of competing, but luckily my wife is supportive, and as of right now, she's on board with me competing next year and making another run for the pro card. So right now I'm just kind of getting after it, trying to push a little bit heavier weights, higher volumes, trying to put on some size. Currently weighing about 245 up to about 250 at night. I'm not the leanest I could be, but pretty decent. Diet right now is a lot of calories, probably not as great as it probably should be. I would say I'm doing about 80% of what I should be. And I know that that's something that I need to do. I need to eat more good food, but with life and with work, I don't want to make excuses, but that's just kind of the hard part for me. This is the fun part. This is the easy part. I can get in here and work out and train, but eating good quality meals all day throughout the day is tough. I'm pretty much eating 6 to 7 meals a day, but probably 1 or 2 of them aren't really probably what I should be eating. So I hate to say that, but it's the truth, and I'll be honest. So looking to clean that up, put on a little bit more quality size. After North Americans last year, I look and evaluate myself, and I feel like I'm pretty close. I need to put on a little bit more overall size, with an emphasis on chest and hamstrings. And if I can just put on a little bit more size, and even be a little bit more dialed in, I think I'm right there in the hunt. So that's my goal for this year, and next year I'm hoping to make a legitimate run at the pro card. Yeah, I'm thinking either North Americans or nationals. I figure later in the year allows me time to get into a new routine with having the baby and still making it into the gym and prepping food and getting into that whole new lifestyle, whatever that's going to be like. So getting prepared for that, and hopefully later in the year, North Americans or nationals, I'll be hitting the stage.
So you're pretty well into your off season right now, right?
Yeah. I with the wife being pregnant, I wasn't probably training as hard as I could and pushing everything to the limits, so to speak. So just over the past couple months, I've been putting on a little bit more size, gradually getting my strength up. Couple nagging injuries that I've been nursing too, which has kind of held me back from training, to the intensity or to the weights that I'd like to push it. But things are feeling better, knock on wood, and hopefully I can just continue to progress and stay healthy and get bigger and stronger throughout the next few months before I have to start dieting again.
Like say you Americans, when you usually start? Are you like a 20-week cycle?
I usually don't take that long. I mean, I can do typically about 14 weeks is plenty, I would say. I think for North Americans, I think I started about 16 weeks out and just started cleaning things up and taking out some of the crap and getting into a better rhythm. And I was able to actually eat a lot more food than I've ever eaten before, and I legitimately feel like I almost pulled like the Kevin Levrone and grew into that show and looked bigger and better and had better quality muscle than when I began my diet. So hopefully I can replicate that and maybe even do it even better, bigger, fuller. Yeah.
Go ahead and take it through your back workout today, bud.
Yeah, so we did back today. Started out with some assisted pull-ups. A few weeks ago, I tried doing some regular pull-ups, which I hadn't done in a long time, and I felt really pathetic. It only could do a few unassisted pull-ups. So I said, okay, for the next couple months, I'm going to gradually work on doing real man pull-ups. So as of right now, I'm still using some assisted weight, but just try to, I'm trying to just focus on squeezing the muscle and not just doing the rep, but actually using my lats and stretching and contracting. So I slowly, each set I took away some assistance. Then I think I did a drop set at the end. After that, kind of warmed up at that point, did some close grip pull downs. Once again, just trying to go heavy and push weight, but at the same time, not just doing the reps, really trying to focus on actually using the muscle intended. And I've always trained it with that sort of style. I've never been like a power lifter / bodybuilder. That's never been my thing. Whenever I really kind of try to go into that mentality and maybe train with some guys that work out like that, I always tweak something, whether it's my quad or my shoulder or my hip. I'm trying to stay away from that sort of training style. But so after we did those pull downs, went into what did we do? I did one arm dumbbell, whatever you call them, dumbbell rows. That's what you call it. Those things. So went fairly heavy on those. I think I went up to like 130s or 40s. Probably could have gone up to the 150s. I think that's the heaviest we have at the gym here. But yeah, went pretty heavy on those. Those gas me. It's like doing 2 sets back to back. So did those. I think I worked up 3 sets of maybe 12 reps on each set, each arm. Like those. Then I went into some underhand just barbell rows and went up to like 3 plates. That's pretty heavy for me at that point in time, kind of towards the later end of my workout. Felt pretty good. Felt more comfortable at probably like the 2-plate, 275 range. So I did a drop set and got into that weight and got a better feel, better blood flow, better range of motion for the stretch. So did those and then went into some low cable rows. Close grip on those. I like to do those kind of more towards the end of my workout because, to be honest with you, like the full rack you can do pretty easily. So if I do that at the end of my workout, it's a little bit more difficult, and I don't need to do like the thing of putting extra pins in there and throwing 25s or 45s on top. I can do the whole rack and still do good reps and do good quality reps at the same time. Did those, and then I think I was pretty much done at that point. Then I just did a rowing machine and just kind of tried to get a stretch and maybe did some reps where I kind of held it to kind of like almost simulate like a pose. I try to do that with a lot of different exercises, whether it's like a pull down, like holding it at the full contraction, and almost like visualizing myself doing maybe a back double bicep pose sort of thing while I'm doing that rep. Just working on that mind to muscle connection. So that was my workout for legs, and then I think I just kind of did a few sets of calves at the end, trying to incorporate more calves and abs. It's kind of like those things that I tend to neglect, and trying to get into the habit of, at least at the end of my workout, doing a few sets rather of calves or abs, just to not neglect those body parts as well. So that was my workout.
Okay, for the younger guys out there, Bud, and for people just kind of getting into it, can you kind of explain what the mind-muscle connection is for like newbies out there?
Yeah, it's in my mind, it's not just pushing the weight, not just saying I benched 315. It's being done and being exhausted with the muscle that you're trying to work. On chest day, if I do bench press and my chest isn't pumped and my chest isn't fatigued, then what did I really accomplish? Then I'm just a power lifter, and more power to the power lifters, no pun intended. but that's not what we're trying to do as bodybuilders. Yeah, we want to be strong, and maybe that's a means to getting bigger, but you also have to make sure that you're doing it in the proper manner. And that's just my philosophy. I'm sure there's a lot of guys out there that contradict what I'm saying, and there's always exceptions to every rule, but just my philosophy.
What's worked for you then?
And what's worked for me, yeah. And I guess what's worked for me is, I steadily made gains year after year. From 2007, my first competition, I competed as a middleweight. 2 years later, I was a light heavyweight. A year later, I was a heavyweight. Now I'm at the top of the heavyweights. So every year I've just consistently put on 5 to 10 pounds of quality muscle. And I think that it's shown on stage, where I actually look better on stage than maybe some people think I'm going to look when I'm just working out. And I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because I just have more quality and I'm not just some big water buffalo walking around all the time. But nonetheless, I've done fairly well with my competition history.
Okay, awesome. And so you normally don't do cardio like in off-season at all?
So my cardio is not on the treadmill typically. My cardio is after I get home from work. I'm walking my dogs almost every single day, and it's not anything crazy strenuous, but you know what? It's good for me. My dogs like it. My wife likes it. Happy wife, happy life, right? Yeah, it gets me a little bit warmed up too.
Okay, man. We'll definitely follow up as you get closer and stuff. That's awesome. And good luck with the baby and everything. I hope that goes well. And
Thank you. We're very excited. Yeah.
that's going to be awesome. So, okay, well,
All
good
right.
luck, and we'll follow up with you later.
Here's the next time. Thanks, Jeff.